Hello, friends. Welcome to the Made to Pray podcast. I am your co host, Karrilee, and I am just sneaking on today to share a short word. Lori and I just recorded the next 2 weeks of podcast episodes. They're both the next 2 Mondays will both be a little shorter than normal just because it is the holidays. And we know, or we hope anyway, that you are going to be with family and friends and kind of celebrating the holidays. And so we didn't want to release full episodes during those Mondays, but we still wanted a chance to pray with you. However, after our praying this morning, I came home and I was just kind of reflecting on what Lori and I talked about both on and off the podcast. And I was remembering a blog post that I wrote a few years back. And I looked it up and I just thought I wrote this post in 2017 around Christmas time. But honestly, I could have written it last night. So I just wanted to read that and share that with you, and just say Merry Christmas. And Lori and I are both praying for you. We're both thankful for you. And we are both very hopeful and expectant for what the Lord will do with this little podcast over the next year. We will celebrate a year anniversary in February of 2023. We've been doing this every week for a year, and it's just been an encouragement to us. Hopefully it's been an encouragement to you as well. But I just really felt like this was a message or a word that, well, I know it rings true for Lori and I'm guessing it may ring true for you as well. So this is a piece that I published on my blog, December 15th, 2017, and it's called Different. I was complaining to God about this just yesterday, about how this Christmas season feels different. I know we have experienced lows and highs this year, and yet the holidays came quickly and I didn't feel ready for them. I wasn't in the mood yet. I kept thinking that the Christmas spirit would come, but even by mid-December, I was still waiting for it to arrive. Christmas this year feels different, void. Traditions are still shifting and changing, and we are making necessary adjustments, but it feels not the same. Somehow, not as good. At least that's what the enemy whispers loud to me in the corners of my spinning mind. I've been preparing him room in my heart, but it's my mind that is overworked and overcrowded, and lately it seems I just can't get it to take a break already. I force myself to slow and stop, to breathe in deep and close my eyes, to close out all the distractions and the doubts, all the worrying and wondering, all the less than and lackluster that has been constantly clamoring for my attention. 'Tis the season, right? I deck the halls and wrap the gifts, and still that magical feeling is lacking, and it can't just be me, and it can't just be because of all of the hard and heavy. Lackluster just keeps coming back to me, and I know what it means, but I look it up anyway, and this is how it is defined. Lackluster, lacking sheen, brilliance, or vitality. Dull, mediocre. Yeah. That about sums it up. And I consider working at my emotions and lecturing myself to remember the truth that I know and yet sometimes forget. But the thought of faking it or just getting through has no allure to me anymore. I have zero drive or desire to just call it in on any day, but especially on the holidays. So I give myself permission to feel. I give myself room to grieve, but not despair. I allow my feelings to come out in the open and step into the light, but they are not allowed to boss me or manipulate me into believing their lies. No, this is Christmas time and Advent, and it's all about Jesus and his coming, and it's all about the waiting. Oh, how we are all waiting for something, right? For someone, for some answer to a prayer whispered in the dark, for some solution to a situation that you're tired of feeling is hopeless. We are all waiting for something. And then I decide that I would press through and light the Hanukkah lights anyway, even though I was saturated and lackluster. And I said out loud into the dark of night the blessings about how the King of the universe is to be praised because he kept us in life, sustained us, and enabled us to reach this season. He kept us in life. This phrase keeps rolling around on my tongue, and I can almost taste the hope in it. I speak bold and clear the verses all about how the light of the world has come and how darkness cannot comprehend it. Some translations say cannot or did not overcome it. Yeah, that is the truth that sometimes my feelings convince me is untrue. That this darkness and this heaviness and all this hard is meant for me to carry, for me to solve or fix or heal, and it's not. I am not the Savior. I am not the light. But oh, how he dwells in me. As I lit those candles and recited the words that Jesus himself spoke out under Middle Eastern skies, I felt a little luster stirring, a little light shining brighter. Jesus came. This is Advent and this is Christmas, and he came through flesh and blood, in flesh and blood. He was placed in a cradle long before he hung on a cross, but he came. And while we live in this world, we will have a bit of heavy and hard, it's true. Some seasons are more full of that than others, but we also have joy and grace. We have the assurance that he came and that he is still coming. I don't know about you, but I have had many conversations this year with many people about how their holidays feel a little less lovely and more, well, lackluster than before. I admit to being right in the midst of them, but speaking the blessings and reading the verses out loud in the dark shifted something in me just enough that a little more light could shine through. And instead of just pleading, begging, doubting that some magic would happen, I decided to join ranks with the multitudes before me and align my heart to hope and my soul to yearn as I chose to wait. I'm not just waiting for Advent to feel more Adventy or for Christmas to feel more Christmassy. I'm waiting with expectant hope to embrace the one who is the gift, the one who is present. I'm praising the King of the universe who kept us in life, sustained us, and enabled us to reach this season. And I'm praying you experience life-giving light and embrace the Christ child and the King of this Christmas season too. Merry Christmas, sweet listeners. We'll be back soon.